Tennessee running back Dylan Sampson has thrown down the gauntlet and forced his way into the Heisman Trophy conversation with 2 more touchdowns, helping Tennessee knock off the Alabama Crimson Tide over the weekend, adding now 17 total touchdowns on the season. Let's dig into the tape and talk about what separates him in this class that has tons of really good running backs, and it's going to be a loaded talent class at the running back position. We're going to see Tennessee come out right here, get a little bit of counter action going, and he's so patient. He's a fantastic behind the line of scrimmage running back, and what I love is that he can not only follow his blocks, but he's patient enough to wait for those holes to open up, and then he can get into them very quickly, always finishing with power. I know it always looks a little bit weird when you have, guard coming around, tackle coming around, the running back isn't giving an outside fake, but it is still counter, it's not pin pull. I have to find that out for myself a little bit sometimes when I don't get any of the vibes of true counter, but I love what I'm seeing right here from him again as he's coming around with his guard, his tackle. We got the block down from the offensive line, block down, come out, kind of block out, come around here, lead into this gap, and then you're going to let Dylan Sampson kind of follow all the way down, and then he's just going to be patient. Follow that tackle as he's coming around. Arkansas is over here trying to kind of block it up a little bit, and then you just get that patience, right? Right there, he goes up and then finishes with power, number 30, and he goes forward. I love the patience with these gap runs. Now, Tennessee runs a ton of gap plays. He's run 99 to 43 zone plays this year, so I think he's probably a better zone fit. His patience and ability to see these holes as they unfold, in my opinion, does lend itself better to zone, but this offensive line does struggle at times, and it's really more of a problem for Dylan Sampson. The fact that he's been able to do what he's done behind this offensive line with this run game is very impressive. We've got a little bit of split zone action here with the flow and intention. What I love about what he's able to do here is you get all of the different things that are happening with this offensive line, some struggling in the backfield, but at the end of the day, it's up to him to make guys miss, to set up some blocks, and to create problems. So they come out in this full house formation. This tight end is going to come across out here, really setting up more of a route concept. Then you have the offensive line blocking down in this direction here with that split flow action from the H-back in the backfield here. And this is where you get to see Sampson go to work, come up to that offensive line, reading some leverage here. You've got a defensive player coming across the formation, coming across the offensive lineman right there. And so he's going to press to this gap on this side right here, and then he's going to pop to the opposite direction. Again, that's what I like. He's reading that off of number 76. We're going to run to the left a little bit and then come this way back to the right. And then he's reading all of this defensive leverage. So he sees this here. He sees this player coming around here, and he knows that he's going to be able to come around here, follow number 66, and run right off the butt of that offensive lineman, get behind him, and then go squeeze right there, taking number 11 for a few extra yards. That's what you want to see, that next level, second level description, be able to see it and have it unfold and then play right through it and then drag guys across. So I love that he's able to find those holes, read out a lot of these zone plays, follow his blocks, and at the end of the day, he's a very good mover of second level players. He has really good intention, presses those gaps, and then he can get into where he's going. He's a very good short yardage back as well. He's listed at 5'11", 201 pounds. So on the smaller side from that regard, he's probably a little bit shorter than that as well. You don't typically see them have great feel for not just the red zone, but these short yardage situations. This is just another showcase that he can do a lot of what your bigger backs can do. He's got a lot of red zone and short yardage touchdowns this year as well. But you've got a guy get beat across the face, that little bit of a jump cut to the right and then accelerate up there to get that first down on 3rd and short is exactly what you're looking for. And with that ability, again, to see not just defenders coming into the middle of this offensive line, you get beat right across the face right here by this number 44, it looks like right here. So Sampson, again, he's pressing here, and he's going to have to pop right around here and then get upfield as soon as he can. He knows he doesn't have much time with the defense collapsing on him right there, number 24, not 44. So really good job of pressing, popping outside to that, and then getting upfield for a first down. That's very impressive. And that, again, that just continues to show all the way through his tape because he's had to deal with not just a bunch of short yardage, but being able to grind out yards when plays end up really should have been negative for a lot of other different players. He has really excellent lateral agility and burst. I don't think the top gear is there. He does get caught from behind at times, and I think that he's, at the end of the day, going to be more of like a 4-5, 4-5-3 kind of player when it's all said and done. But he has real burst, and that short area quickness, lateral agility right here from the counter play. You have all of that with another defender coming to meet him closer to the backfield. He presses up to him, bounces this outside. Great job putting his hand in the chest to extend, and then he goes and gets a first down right here on that play. It's really impressive to watch how he's able to time a lot of these things up. So again, we've got more of that guard tackle counter. This time, number 87 is going to be lead blocking kind of as well, and then the tackle comes around here to really force this out. And unfortunately, you're going to have some defensive players, again, right in the middle of this. They just kind of let him upfield right there. This defensive player comes down here, and this is really what he's trying to do. When he's pressing up that gap one, he wants to follow his blocks, but he wants to be able to force any second-level defenders to stay right here. Initially, what he wants to do is press and then pop right into this lane. He's unable to do so because of the pressure, so he has to adjust his plan, and that's what you want to see, that reactionary athleticism, fantastic ability, again, to jump around this and then accelerate by some guys, jump right there for the first down. Great awareness, ability to make second reaction plays off of what he initially wants to do, and then he has that burst and speed to be able to get to the edge initially before getting that first down. Very impressive timing of all of these different things and these factors when it comes into it. And his patience combined with that burst and that elite kind of agility in the short area to be able to get upfield really completes what is this kind of a smaller package at running back in Dylan Sampson. I'm not sure he has a true elite trait outside of really between the tackles, vision, and cunning for a guy his size. Right here, again, we've got a little bit more of a split action flow where the offensive line's coming down here. In this regard, you get more of a double team right here, double team here. But they have the motion for this tight end to come across and block down this way. So it's kind of a split zone feel. Then you have Dylan Sampson coming to the middle of the offensive line and pressing the gap, holding number 0 around, giving him the intention that he's going to be able to press to that those A gaps. And then you see him actually, number 0, go to that right-hand side of the defense, and that's exactly what he wants. He was being really patient with it. Sampson presses to the middle right here, forces number 0 to make a decision, and then when he does, he goes the opposite direction. Really impressive stuff here. Just all that processing, knowing he's got the ability to just kind of wait it out. No one's showing in the backfield, so he's going to wait and then pop this right into that gap, finds it, and then again finishing with more of that power. 490 of his 838 yards this season have come after contact. He finishes with power. He makes the first guy miss a ton. He does not go down on first contact very often. What he's doing is very impressive. He's not on the level of Ashton Genty in terms of contact balance, but he's always falling forward. It's really impressive. And honestly, when we go onto the opposite side here in pass protection and on passing downs, he's asked to do a ton of pass protection for this team. He's not really utilized in the receiving game as much. He only has 10 catches on the season, but all the time you see him out here just sifting through traffic trying to get to this blitz. And really, this is an impressive blitz pickup off the left edge, because Alabama's coming out here and they're showing blitz from this side. It looks like you might have 0 walking up, and you might have pressure on this side as well. So you're going to see eyes go to the right side first, and then when you get this player that ends up dropping out, watch how quickly his head turns around, knowing exactly where that free rusher is probably going to end up coming from because of the little bit of the motion from the offensive line. So he goes right first and then eyes back around to the left to sift that traffic and then lets quarterback get rid of the football and backs up that offensive tackle right there. Fantastic job going to his right first and then getting back to the left, knowing he's got immediate pressure off that left edge. He's been able to pick up huge blocks, not just for throwing the football, but for allowing Nico to get out of the pocket and make plays like this. This is hugely impressive. Once again, as he's taking that play action fake up the middle of the offense, he gets back to the left-hand side right here. Here you're going to go right to the middle. His eyes are here first, right? So he's looking this direction, also trying to make sure these defensive players get sucked up, right? Regardless if they're blitzing or not, he's got to sell that fake. And so he takes it up here. He comes off to the this side of the offense where he's seeing number 0, he might be coming blitzing, and then number 20 is actually getting right behind. He's going to do a great job of coming back around and then putting him in the dirt and letting Nico get out of the pocket up in the field and make a big play with his legs. So that is a hugely important, and honestly, it's a spectacular type of reactionary athleticism to come back around, head on a swivel, and pick up that block. So he's not the best technician. At times, you'll see him kind of lead with his shoulder, and with some bigger defensive ends, if he has to pick him up, he will find, like specifically against this guy right here, Landon Jackson of Arkansas. He did have some struggles in pass protection in this football game and against some bigger guys you're going to, but the effort is there. The technique will and can get better, and the will to block is there, and obviously you saw him sifting through traffic, so the mental acuity to pick up blitzes is all there, and we touched on his receiving just a little bit. He's not asked to do a ton, doesn't run a ton of routes, more of a check down option right here. As Nico's getting out of the pocket, you see him just kind of find space. It's 3rd and long. This is more just a showcase of what he does in space. I think if they did a better job of utilizing some of these plays to get him the football in space, and you can really showcase what he can do, again, making multiple guys miss with that jump cut back around with the spin. So he's a good player when it comes to getting in space, making guys miss. He's just got to be used more in the passing game, in my opinion. Very natural hands. I think he's a good receiver, maybe not an elite route runner or anything like that, but a very good player there. Again, the ball down closer to the end of, closer to the ground, and he's able to bring it up and go make a play, get some yards. They punt it regardless, but he's just a very good space player, and that's what you want to find, and that's really why teams like Tennessee are so good at finding these guys. Jalen Wright last year, Dylan Sampson played with him. He's playing out of his own, out of Jalen Wright's shadow, and he's doing everything and more with that short area stuff. It really allows him to get a ton of touchdowns, and it's why he's so important for this team. They can get down into the red zone and just hand him the football. He'll find a way to make it in there, and this is really what I love about his balance, is that you see these arm tackles, you see guys go at his ankles, maybe fall in that way, trying to trip him up and things like that. This is elite level balance. I mean, okay, I won't say elite for this specific play, but he does have very good balance where he's able to break this to the outside. Another counter play where you have the guard and tackle leading. He's going to follow them and then does a really nice job again of getting through there, pressing to the gap initially, and then following them around as he goes up the field right there. That would trip up a lot of players, but his foot drive and foot speed to be able to get through that hole and then continue on with his balance is very, very good. So while I don't think he has a true elite trait, I don't believe he has a bad one at all. And what he's doing right now is showcasing that while he's a smaller back, he's got very good contact balance, really good natural balance, and he can find these holes in between the tackles in the gotta-have-it situations. So he's putting up a ton of touchdowns. He's a short yardage back for them. He does everything. I would love to see them throw the football a little bit more to him because he's very good in space as well. Maybe lacking that true elite speed, but an all-around playmaker and can do everything you really ask of him. Scheme versatile and has all the tools with his vision, second level manipulation, and then the tools with make you miss and the contact balance. So overall, he's a very, very good player, and his draft stock is only going to continue to improve as Tennessee wins football games and he continues to pile up the touchdowns. I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of Dylan Sampson, who's going to continue to put up all these numbers and continue to be in that Heisman Trophy conversation. If you guys are new to the TDN channel, please hit that sub button right now, hit the like on the way out, and I'll see you guys next time.